Assalamualaikum, or peace be upon you. I'm Senator Ras Adiba Radzi, a representative of the 2023 International Women of Courage Award. Before I begin, I would like to thank the First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, the Secretary of State, Antony J.Blinken, and the US Department of State for giving me the opportunity to speak today. I'd have to say that I'm thoroughly impressed by the amazing work done by my fellow finalists in the respective countries. Let's give them a big hand. Among others, I am joined by women who are fighting against gender-based violence, for the rights of indigenous persons, and for the rule of law. Honorable guests, I was born able-bodied and became permanently paralyzed from the waist down after several incidents. I became a spinal cord injured person following a car accident in 1995, a brutal assault a year later, and finally in 2002 when I fell after climbing a ladder. Since then, I have committed my life to fighting for the rights of persons with disabilities in my country, Malaysia. I witnessed discrimination and stigma as a person with disabilities, and then on, my team and I fought and fought and fought. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been working tirelessly to create awareness on the importance of accessibility in infrastructure, disability inclusion, job opportunities, inclusive education, housing, and upholding our rights, among others. I and my team then founded an association to empower persons with disabilities called OKU Central. In May 2020, the Malaysian King, His Majesty the King, Al-Sultan Abdullah, appointed me as a senator in the Upper House Parliament of Malaysia to represent persons with disabilities. In November 2020, I was appointed the first female chair of the Malaysian National News Agency, Bernama, after 53 years of its establishment. Distinguished guests, in the area of sustainable development, all of us here aim to create a world which is inclusive, equitable, and sustainable, a world in which no one is left behind, and opportunities be made available for all, for a secure, stable, and successful nation. Without the role and contribution of women, a nation will not be able to progress as it is today. It is vital for all parties to respect the contribution of women in all areas: economy, social, politics, and culture. Women's involvement is crucial as they are an important asset to a country. So let's again give a big round of applause, and actually I feel like hugging them all, especially to women here and to women all across the world who have excelled in their roles and contributed towards a prosperous nation worldwide. We are at a pivotal moment for women's rights. For us, receiving this International Women of Courage Award is very, very much significant for our people in each of our countries. This will be an integral part of spreading awareness and will celebrate the activism and transformative power of women and girls. Honorable guests, this opportunity is indeed an honor for me to share my views and experience, especially concerning the protection and social participation of persons with disabilities in Malaysia, with everyone here today. Despite the increasing awareness around persons with disabilities, there is no denial that there's discrimination in this polarized world exists to the detriment of our disabled friends. It exists because of a prevailing mindset, a stereotypical way of looking at the disabled. What the community needs to understand and to accept is that persons with disabilities are entitled to the full range of civil, cultural, economic, political, and social rights as stated in various human rights instruments, the same as everyone else. On that note, and as we speak, the Malaysian government is in the midst of amending the Persons with Disabilities Act 2008 to have an Anti-Discrimination Act for persons with disabilities like the United Kingdom's and the Americans with Disability Act 1990, or ADA. Esteemed guests, raising awareness of basic human rights and the right to be free of discrimination among women, children, and persons with disabilities is the fundamental aspect in which we must continue to work on. Without such awareness, it is extremely difficult to bring about justice and change. The increasing number of hate crimes, racist remarks, and instances of ableist behavior shows that we must act quickly to protect the most vulnerable communities. Hence, I would like to take this opportunity to call on the 195 governments of the day in the world to ensure that the marginalized and vulnerable groups, women, children, including persons with disabilities, are not left out and rise to the clarion call of the 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda, leave no one behind. Before I end my speech, I'd like to acknowledge the late Judith Heumann, a leader in the disability community, advocating for persons with disabilities, and has been the mother of the disability rights movements since the 70s. We will miss her terribly. But myself and the rest of us, I promise you, will continue to be her voice. As she puts it, we are leaders of inclusiveness and community, of love, equity, and justice. Honorable guests, me standing here today in my standing wheelchair means a whole lot, especially for my countrymen, Malaysia. So I'd like to say in Malay, sejuta doa mencapai bintang, which means 1,000,000 prayers has now reached the skies. Terima kasih, or thank you for this honor, and from the bottom of my heart. Assalamualaikum.
Please welcome Acting Ambassador